So just this morning, the FedEx guy showed up and dropped this off, the HP Pro C640 Chromebook Enterprise. And while the name is crazy long, honestly, it shares a lot in common with a Chromebook we've just recently reviewed in the Chromebook X360 14C from HP. And for a lot of consumers, that's going to be the Chromebook you'd want to go get if you're interested in what this device has to offer. This one is geared completely towards enterprise. It's hard to even buy in consumer channels. And so if you're an IT person and you're looking at rolling out a ton of Chromebooks, this one might be of interest to you. It brings a lot of premium features to the table. And so we just want to jump in the box, get some first impressions right along with you all, because we have not had any hands-on time with this device up to this point, and we're excited to see how it performs. First up, we have to talk about this packaging. I'm hoping this isn't how this thing shows up when people order these from HP.com, which is the only place you can get them right now. It almost looks like they cut off a box and then put it around a box. So I didn't want you to see this on camera and think that we thought that this was normal. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but that being said, there's a lot of info on the outside of this that make it kind of interesting. So we don't have the spec yet on this as far as what's inside because it doesn't say so anywhere on the outside. This one comes with a multiple variations of the Core i processors, 10th gen Core i processors. So a lot of what you've seen us review lately is going to be at play here. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5. Again, it could be an i3 or an i5. They have i7 versions, 8 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM. We're not exactly sure at this point, but you get a lot of information around here, and that's kind of cool. You do get the fingerprint scanner, upward firing speakers, and then the switch for the webcam. And all of this should sound pretty familiar, again, if you watched our HP X360 unboxing and reviews, because these two share a lot in common. And to be fair, the X360 actually brings some things to the table that this one does not. It is not a 360 device. This is just a clamshell Chromebook. So I got to figure out how to cut into this thing. I'm just gonna chop right through this. And again, we have not laid hands on this. They announced these, I think, back in May with the Elite as well, and then there's an entry-level 14-inch Chromebook that came with this. So we have not seen or touched these devices yet. And one thing I would say is probably going to be different about this one versus the X360 14 is the fact that this one I think is all aluminum. The X360 14 had a plastic base to it. I don't know. That may be the same plastic base. So there could be a whole lot of the same things going on here. And we saw this from HP last time around. They had the X360 14 that we all knew and loved, and then they did the X360 14 G1 for Enterprise. And it literally was the same Chromebook. It was just all aluminum. It doesn't seem like that's the case this time around. We'll inspect that further. Nothing too fancy here with the charging. Get all this stuff out of here. All right, so here's the Chromebook. This is odd too. They've got the regular HP logo on here. So the X360 14, it was pretty cool. It had that new HP logo, which is literally just 4 lines. This one does not come with that, so that's an odd thing. Fan ports are much better concealed here. Obviously, the bottom across here is for fans and getting the heat out. And I can see it'd probably be impossible for me to show you on camera right now. Up underneath the hinge, there's some fan ports there. So fans are hidden a little bit better in this one. So let's see, walk it around the sides here. This one does come with a full HDMI access. So we haven't seen that in any Chromebook for a long time other than the Spin 713 from Acer. So it's kind of cool to see that, especially, again, we're talking about enterprise here. So these people are going to be going in, doing meetings, all that kind of stuff. Being able to plug in an HDMI directly to a display is very handy. Looks like a Kensington lock port, USB Type-C, and that little jaw drop thing so your Chromebook can talk, I guess. This one, again, this is not super thin. I don't really know the reason for these little jaw drop things, but whatever. They're kind of cool looking. Another one of those over here, another USB Type-C, micro SD card, headphone, microphone jack. So all the I/O you would like to see in a Chromebook is here. Let's see if we get a one-finger lift. Pretty close. I bet after a couple times that will work. Oh, wow. So they sent us the Core i7. There's a nice little sticker right there on top. And yeah, this is a matte finish display. So some different things going on here. Right off the jump from the X360 14C, we have a kind of a matte finish screen. So that screen is going to resist, sunlight and all that kind of stuff. And so what that does is that helps a screen that maybe not as bright as a glossy screen perform in a way that's similar, because it can kind of deflect some of those and absorb some of those harsh lights from whether it be overhead lighting or sun or whatever, and it helps you to be able to see that screen from multiple angles in harsher lighting conditions. And it looks decently bright. I don't know exactly how bright it is, but under our studio lights, a lot of times displays look pretty dim. This one doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Yep, touchscreen. Very similar keyboard. Keyboard deck feels really firm. That's nice. You get the B&O speakers up top. It doesn't have the same curvature that the HP Chromebook X360 14C has around the chassis. This one's way more boxy and just kind of squared off. Nice glass trackpad for sure. Great click mechanism. None of these things are surprises. HP does a great job with keyboards, trackpads. A lot of times my biggest gripe is with the screen, and it looks like this is going to be a pretty decent one. Decently small bezels, and I thought we got a webcam switch on this one. Let me look around here. I actually don't see it. Oh, okay. No? Oh, yep. It's very hard to see. Impossible probably for me to show you on camera, but there's a physical webcam switch up here. So that actually slides over. So it's just a shade that covers the webcam. I'm a big fan of having those so that people aren't sticking stickers and stuff like that to the top. I think the 14C handled this a little more elegantly. There's actually a physical switch on the side of the device that allowed you to just flip the switch and it turned the camera off. So yeah, other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot else to talk about here. Yeah, the hinge feels good, nice and sturdy. Again, it's a fold flat, so you can do the 180-degree thing. We'll have to check to see if USI stylus input works here. It would be the first matte finish display with USI stylus support, if it does in fact support that. And again, this comes in lots of configurations, and you can change those configurations at will on HP's site. So impossible for me to tell you exactly at this point how much this particular Chromebook will run. Other than I can tell you it's expensive. I want to say even the lower end of this thing, if you just take all the extras off, still runs you about $900 or something. So it's definitely going to be a bulk pricing scenario where an IT group is going to go in and say, hey, we need 15 or 20 or 50 of these things. But what I can tell you so far is that while it feels nice, backlit keys here, fingerprint scanner, the trackpad again, keyboard feel really good, and the screen looks pretty good. We'll have to test it under actual sunlight. I just don't know for consumers where this thing would make any sense whatsoever versus the X360 14C or some other Chromebooks that are made by other manufacturers. But all of that stuff is for the review. We just wanted to get this thing out of the box, kind of see what it felt like, see what it looked like, and see if it made sense in HP's lineup as an enterprise-only Chromebook. And I can tell you that if they put this out alongside the 14C, like at Best Buy or something, that wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. But as an enterprise device, as we start thinking through what it looks like to deploy these things in fleets, I could see this thing maybe making sense. So we're gonna be driving this for the next couple weeks, get some impressions together, and definitely put a review together for you guys to check out. But that's it for this one. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, go down there and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos like this one, including the review of this device. And be sure to hit the join button too if you'd like to see all the cool stuff that our members get, like behind the scenes footage and custom emoji. Until next time, we'll see you.